Make sure you
Come on, man.
subscribe. GHB TV.
Yes,
Make sure you
yes,
subscribe.
yes,
Boxing with Chris. He's
yes,
in.
yes, sir. Three, two, one,
He's
man. Fuck.
Yo,
my guy.
What's up?
GHB. Greggy, what's going on?
I'm chilling. What's up, C? How you feel?
I had seen you on a couple weeks ago, so it's only right to get you here.
For
I gotta
sure.
jump into it. I gotta get a little messy, Greg. All the Twitter spats, all the YouTube. What led to you guys lacing them up and now scheduling for February 25th in Atlanta? BA Cup Prime. Make sure you support and buy. Don't be cheap. Talk to me, Greg.
It's February 15th. But
12/15.
yeah, it was just once we went back and forth on Mill City, it was like I said, if you want to rumble, we can rumble. And then next year, probably like like a month and a half later, I'm getting a call from BLK Prime. And they was like, "Yo, would you really do it?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do it." Like, what y'all talking about? So like, all right, so I'm gonna come up with a contract, this and that. If it's something you don't like, let me know. Send me the contract. Contract was cool. You know what I mean? And that was it.
And then coming up for this fight with Senior, he's degrading you a little bit on your past professional record. What do
Yeah.
you got to say about that?
I mean, his record really not no better. You know what I mean? His all his wins was against guys he was supposed to beat. The difference is with my record, I never really had too many of those fights where I'm fighting journeymen. I fought a lot of prospects. Um, but that's cool. You know what I mean? None of that really matters because all of that shit was years ago and here we are now. So, you know what I mean? I really don't care.
Greg, for those that don't know, what weight class you fought in, how many years you fought, what's your record professionally?
I turned pro in 2008, April 11th, 2008. I had 27 pro fights altogether. I fought from 147 pounds all the way up to heavyweight.
My boy making the weight classes, man. Weight classes, man. You done seen
Yeah,
them
for sure.
all.
Pound for pound, for sure.
Nice,
So how
nice.
what's the statement that you make? How does Greg Hackett win February 15th in Atlanta? What's the article say February 16th, basically?
Yeah, I'm looking just to get the dub. If it's by decision, if it's by knockout, either way, I don't care. Um, I really don't see him beating me. I mean, not like I would see him beating me. You know what I mean? Even if it was a way for him to beat me, I'm not going to admit to it. You know what I mean? But this is an old man, a mechanic, somebody who really they focus more on their son's career. You know what I'm saying? His career his career been over. You know what I'm saying? So we going in there just to get the job done.
his
So
his Take it away, X.
now, all of this began over the back and forth over Boots and Norman Jr. when they
Yeah.
couldn't get their scrap going on, right?
Yeah, yeah. It was trying to because I was all it was I was asking him a few questions on why, because all right, so look, after Boots fought Karen for the second time, Brian Norman Sr., he goes online like, I knew it. I knew this and I knew that, he can't do this, he can't do that. So I'm like, if you knew all of that, why didn't you put your son in there with him? You know what I'm saying? Then he tried to say it was because of the money, but then he threw a shot at me, called me broke or some shit. So I'm like, where'd that come from? You know what I'm saying? So then we going back and forth. And then I'm like, oh, head, for real, I'm not these other dudes. Like, we could rumble. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not with all that funny shit. Like, you know what I mean? We could fight in the street, in the ring, like wherever you want to do it. Octagon, I don't really care. You know what I mean? So he was like, all right. But then, the best he could come up with is come to Atlanta. You know what I mean? Come to the gym,
Yeah, yeah. I remember
whatever.
when
But
he put that post out there. He's like, I'm not looking to be getting caught up in this. I got a gym in Atlanta. Pull up,
yeah,
whoever want to pull up and get work.
yeah, all that type shit or
I
whatever.
mean, it's from what it sounds like on the Black Prom that I watched it. It gave me a little Showtime All Access. It's not like since you got him up off the couch, he's making it his business to embarrass you, Greg. So when you
Yeah.
got a fighter that it seems like his emotion is more into it than the fight, how do you handle a fighter of that sort?
I mean, you just let him play himself. You know how it go. You know what I mean? When the dude get too cute on the street and they start playing around too much, they usually end up hurting themselves. So that's pretty much how I figure the fighter go. He'll do so much that he'll end up hurting himself, and then the rest will be mine.
How many rounds y'all going?
It's 6 rounds, 3 minutes.
3 minutes? Okay.
Yep.
I'm glad y'all getting this bag over there though, Greg. You know it because if real ninja shit, you can settle this shit anytime, any place, anywhere. But it
Yeah.
turns out into a good thing for the both of y'all because not only y'all gonna get this shit off y'all chest, y'all about to get paid as well, man.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, that's the smart way to do it. You know what I mean? But I'm with the foolish way too.
Greg, to go a little bit off topic, Philly
Yeah.
native, your guy, looking to become a 2 division world champ, cool boy Stephen Fulton on
Yeah.
the February first card of David Morrell versus Brandon Figueroa.
Mm.
That's a tough fight. Give me a quick little breakdown. Is it too soon for Cool Boy to step in at 126, considering this is going to be a second fight? And this is Heartbreaker's fourth fight, considering how close the fight went the first fight, where it was a very narrow decision winning the unification bout. Give me Cool Boy Stephen Fulton's keys to victory, and how does he become a 2 division world champion February 1st?
I mean, he gotta just box him a little bit more. You know what I mean? He don't have to fight with Figueroa so much. But that's kind of hard not to do with Figueroa because he is tall for the division. He a big guy, and he forces his presence on people because he constantly stepping to you, and he throw a lot of punches. The good thing is they both been in the ring with each other. Cool Boy know him pretty well. Is you definitely don't have to go looking for Figueroa. You know what I mean? And you just got to be prepared to defend yourself because he's definitely gonna let his hands go. But I think we see Cool Boy fight a little bit smarter. This fight mixed with the dog. You still gonna get the dog, but at the same time, he gonna have to be a little smart in certain spots.
Have y'all been working together? You both
No,
got fights next month? No?
no, no. I ain't really been
Cool boy.
around them. They've been locked in, and I've been
Okay.
locked in.
Cool boy beat him already though, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it shouldn't be difficult to figure out. I don't see any new adjustments in Figueroa neither in his couple fights that he's had because people like they saying Cool Boy took some time off. He's only had one fight, but
Yeah.
though Figueroa probably had how many fights he had at the division, Chris?
He's had four, and he's been semi-active. He's been on the last two Canelo cards, so he's been
Semi.
semi-active, and then Cool Boy was on the last
He's been
Canelo card. So both of these guys have actually been active. So it's not this
he
guy's
been
been active
active
more
in
than
the
this one.
jail cells. That's what he been,
No,
man.
no,
He
no.
been
The
getting
they
locked
they
up
both
left and right. He out there drinking, getting
Uh-huh.
locked up.
they
He
but they
really
they both been active. But the one thing that just worries me is that he's 4 fights into the division. He moved up when he lost the first time.
Yeah.
Remember, Cool Boy he goes in your way. He takes a year off.
he fought
By
what he
that
fought
time,
once
he's
last
already
year
two
though.
fights in.
He
You
fought
said what?
once last year. Once last year
He
at
fought on the
Figueroa.
Canelo Munguia card.
And
Um,
that's it. I ain't seen them else.
nah, this is his fourth fight at 2-6. He's had
No, but
several fights.
last year he only fought once.
Yeah,
Mm.
He only fought once. Fulton fought once. They both fought once last year. You know what I'm saying?
one
Yeah.
fought in May, one fought in September, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Cool. It's not. I don't see much of a. I don't see much of a gap. You know what I'm saying? Like much of a, excuse me, of a distance in between the both of them. It's a dog fight, like you said. Greg is he doesn't need to fight that dog fight with him, but it's just something that he eventually, once Cool Boy is in there, he that's what he wants to do. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's gonna
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
He had a tough fight with that Castro dude. Castro dropped him, and it was like, oh shit, damn, Cool Boy been out the ring too long. But he got
Right.
his ass back up and he started shaking on him. You know what I'm saying? He was in the pocket with him. He was fighting toe to toe. He could do that. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I like this fight a lot. And I see Cool Boy. I see Cool Boy beating him again.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And he might just beat him again at his own fight again. Because Figueroa ain't hard to find and he ain't hard to hit neither.
For
Greg,
sure.
before we let you go, I know you've been seeing the whole talks with the Canelo and Crawford. I'm giving you a percentage. What's the percentage that this fight happens in September?
I'm hearing that it's definitely going to happen. So, I mean, I'm gonna say 80%. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say 80% chance it's happening. I think it's a great fight. I hope it do happen.
Oh man, let's see. I'm still not too sold on it. I feel like we're being too crazy with the pictures and the whole Turkey Alley sheet. I'm waiting for it to be written in stone, and I feel like just being it too early in the year, I
Right.
feel like it's too early to buy some stock. But Greg, We appreciate you. Make sure you
Hold on,
like
hold
and
on, hold on,
subscribe.
hold on,
What you
hold on,
got?
hold
You
on, hold
got
on, hold
something
on.
for
I
my
got one
boy?
more for Greg, man. We got the main event that night. Cool boys, the co-main event. The main event is Benavidez and Morrell, man. This is a
Yeah.
hot fight. We've been waiting for this fight since 168 pounds. We're gonna get it at 175. Neither guy really looked too impressive in their 175 debut.
Hmm.
And they both chasing the undisputed champions, Benavidez or Bevo, whoever wins that rematch. How do you see Benavidez and Morrell playing out?
I think, man, I think this is one of the best fights boxing could have made. I do honestly think for Morrell it's a little bit early, only because Benavidez has a lot of experience as a professional.
Mm,
Morrell is an experienced fighter, but that's due to the amateur career. I think as a professional, Benavidez really knows what he wants. He knows how to go about it, and he knows when to do it. For Morrell, I think Morrell's still feeling his own style out as a professional fighter because his last fight, he looked a bit uncomfortable when he wasn't able to get things that he wanted to get, to get the
hmm
punches off that he wanted to get. I think things like that will make him or put him in trouble against Benavidez. Benavidez. One thing about Benavidez, like people nowadays, they looking for the flash and shit like that. He can give you some of that, but his thing is to really just beat you the fuck up, and
Yeah.
and once he slow you down and he gets you to that point where you can't really get away from him, that's where it becomes hell for a fighter. And if Morrell can't keep his boxing ability going for the entire fight, I see him getting in trouble around like probably the seventh and eighth round, and then getting ran down from there. I'm not too sure if Benavidez will all the way stop him, but I think he will like around the 10th, 11th round.
Championship round stoppages with
I feel
Greg
like I
Hackett
feel like when
says.
we spoke on this before, Greg, I just feel like he's in a damned if he do spot. I'm gonna give you just two scenarios. He goes and he dog walks David Morrell. He was supposed to, and
Yeah.
then if he goes tooth and nail split decision, how do you let a guy with 11 fights take you to deep waters? To me, there's like a no real winning situation for David Benavidez. This one's really for the fans.
Yeah. I mean,
Unless the win marinates itself, like if
It,
down the line Morrell becomes
it's
this
for the
elite
fans.
fighter.
He made the fight. He said,
No,
"I'm
no,
gonna give
but
the
if
people
if
what they want." It's for the
it's kind of a
fans. He got to
marination thing,
deliver.
though. Let's go. It's maybe the year's 2028, and Morrell's a former undisputed. That win is gonna look good on his resume because we're not
yeah,
gonna think 7 years from now. Well, only real boxing fans are gonna know. Well, Morrell was only 11 fights in compared to Davis 28. Some
yeah,
people will notice that, some people don't, but it
yeah.
is what it is.
I
I
mean, to
like
be
them
to
both,
be
man. I
fair,
like them
to
both.
be to be fair, man. It kind of evens out. That's why this is a great fight. Benavidez didn't have the career that Morrell had as an amateur. You feel me? So what I mean, it evens out in that way. He was a two-time Olympian, and Benavidez is just a hell of a fighter with more pro fights. So I think it pretty much even out. So I'm only saying that because if Benavidez do lose to him, you can't give him too much shit. Jack's fuel pump. You can't give him too much shit because this is a solid guy. It's not a guy that's not solid at all. You know what I mean?
It's not little David Lemieux. This is not
Yeah,
Kyron Davis. You know what I'm saying? This is not
yeah,
what's the other Colombian dude he beat up? He beat up not for nothing. Benavidez is my guy. He that dude. But at 68, he was beating up a lot of 60 guys,
yeah,
taking late replacement fights and shit with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and washed up dudes, man. Like his best wins are Bubu Andrade and Caleb Plant.
yeah,
And styles make fights. I'm not gonna say he was supposed to stop Plant because Canelo stopped Plant, but it goes to show you, you know what I'm saying, that then just move different. And when you smell blood, some are killers and some, you know what I'm saying, will just settle for the win.
yeah,
Whew.
for
That's
sure.
all we got, Greg. I appreciate you for joining me, big bro. We'll get one more in before your fight week with Brian Norman. Seeing your best of luck out there.
Black
You know we gonna tune
Prime.
in, Greg. This one. How y'all say in Philly? Got to beat up the old bull out there. They got my boy out the cage.
For sure.
Fight camp again. Greg Hackett. Make sure you like and subscribe to GHB TV, man. He is one of the best voices in boxing in the game. Greg, I appreciate you, big bro.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Always.
All right.
Greg Hackett versus Brian Norman Sr. on Black Prime. Don't miss it.
That's go.
Don't
I
miss
ain't
it.
gonna lie. That's gonna be a scrap. That's gonna be a scrap.